Hi there, Lizod from Isurus here, and now we're doing the second video of this Swirl Strat build, which hopefully should be it being completed. So now it's time for soldering up the scratch plate. So first things first, can remove the, love doing this, take off the protective film, and reveal all that cleanness. Nice shiny and copper shielded on the back. So I've never actually soldered up a Strat before, so I've got my instructions from Fender here. It came with the pickups, so I'll be following those. But I've done a lot of electronics and soldering, so it's not really a big deal. Just got to make sure I wire everything up right. Switch and pots all in place. Ready for the pickups. Often you get springs, but these are like latex rubber mounts. Pickups put in, just random heights. Obviously they all need to be set up once it's in the guitar and you're sorting out the action. So let's start going on this. So what I've been doing there is just tinning everything, because you don't want to heat any of your pickup wires up directly with a soldering iron, because you can burn out the coils. So it's best to tin everything first, apart from the pickup wires, and so you can just melt that solder and just put the pickup wire in. You don't want to apply your soldering iron to any of these, you can kill your pickups. It's a little tip. So that's most of the wiring kind of done. Give you a little look. It's not the cleanest wires. I could have trimmed all the wires down, but I really couldn't be bothered. It's a bit of a pain dealing with that cloth wire. I just tie them up. Everything's pretty much prepared. The wiring's virtually done. It's just a case of hooking up the output jack and the ground. So most of this video is going to be assembling it, basically. So if we look at the body down here, I've made one small change, well, a couple of things actually. First of all, I had an issue which was with these bigger pots and switches, these proper type that Fender use, the routing in the body wasn't actually big enough, and I hadn't sort of checked this out because I hadn't had everything in the scratch plate until that point, which is a bit annoying. So I had to cut away a bit of the cavity to make it a little bit larger and then redo the shielding in that area. So that set me back a couple of days, which is annoying. But it's cool now, the scratch plate fits in the right place. So yeah, And also I've put some insulating tape there because I'm a little bit worried about the switch kind of hitting the shielding, some of its contacts, so I've put some insulating tape here to stop that from happening, hopefully. But yeah, I basically just had to cut away a bit here and a bit here. I've kind of fucked it up a bit, but I don't really care. So yeah, now it all fits anyway. And the other thing I've done is I've added a switch here in an extra switch, which is a toggle here. And this is something I'd been thinking about for a while, and I thought I might as well do it. It's the Gilmore mod, which is a switch which you can turn the neck pickup on its own at any time. So it's just a switch to activate the neck pickup. So that means it gives you an extra couple of pickup combinations, because you can have just the bridge and then you can put in the neck, and you can also have all three at once. So yeah, it's just an extra little mod I thought I'd do, as I had a switch lying around, and as it was all ready to go, I thought I'd do that. So yeah, hopefully this video you'll see the guitar completed. So yeah, on with finishing the soldering and stuff. So there, I've wired in the Gilmore mod. It's pretty simple, it's just 2 wires basically, so that's all done. Right, so that's all the wiring done. As you can probably see, I haven't really paid much attention to using black as ground and white as hot, but I was just using the wire I had available really, and in the end I didn't have enough black wire to use for the claw, because I'd use black wire for all the other wiring basically. So yeah, we've just got for the input jack and the ground to go to the tremolo claw. Yeah, it's all ready to go, all wired up. Hopefully it's going to work fine. Got the scratch plate in place, everything's wired, got the input jack wired. I just put a little bit of insulating tape in there. I don't know if you can see that, if I'm doing that right, but just in case the input jack grounded again on the shielding, because everything's shielded. You don't want anything that's positive touching that, because then it'll just instantly output no signal, it'll just cause a short. So hopefully that's all going to be good. So I'm going to start screwing it all down now, and pretty soon should have the body ready to take the neck. So, starting to look like a guitar. Got the knobs, got everything in there all fixed together, looking good. Right, so now it's on to installing the bridge. Had a little bit of a problem with the scratch plate, not having quite enough clearance for it, so I had to cut a bit away with the Dremel, bit of a hack job. But I'm not really that fussed about this guitar looking perfect, so let's go. There we have it. Body pretty much complete. So now it's time to get going on the neck. this is just a case of installing machine heads, and I've got a couple of roller string trees to go on there to guide the strings, and then I'll be bolting this onto the body and we'll have nearly a complete guitar minus strings. The head with its machine heads, looking good. So nearly ready to get this onto the body. Just one last thing for the body is the Strat buttons. So time to make a whole guitar. I've got this, again fake, Fender plate which has got this cool kind of mottled copper finish on it. This is going to destroy my hand using the screwdriver, so I'm going to go and get a better screwdriver, or maybe even a drill to do this, because these need to be tight. So now the guitar is pretty much built, just needs strings, a setup, and then it'll be done. So it's all gone fairly well, let's just hope it all works. So looking at it down here, looks pretty cool. The only thing that didn't go to plan is the orange switch tip that I had doesn't fit this switch, so I'll have to either look for another one or just live with this white one for now. But yeah, this is how it looks. Overall, pretty pleased with how it's turned out so far, so when you see me next in a couple of seconds it'll have strings on and hopefully I'll be playing it. So now for the kind of conclusion of this video really. So you've just heard the guitar. Sounds pretty good, I think, in my opinion. It plays really well. I've kind of got the action not quite as low as I'd like yet, but yeah, it's okay, it's good. Yeah, so that's the Swirl Strat. I think overall it's gone pretty well. I'm happy with it. It's as sort of wild and zany as I was intending, so that's all good. And it's just nice to have a single coil Strat guitar really. It's kind of a very different voicing to most of my usual guitars, so it's definitely a good thing in the arsenal for different layers and tones. But yeah, just sort of showing you the finished product. So I might do a few things to it in the future, like the tremolo that's in it is pretty low quality, to be honest, so I might sort out the bridge completely. And I'm thinking of maybe putting a few extra bits of electronics here just to make it kind of really unique. Considering putting a Veritone circuit in there, so I've got a selector switch with sort of 5 different capacitor selections, so you've got different kind of tone selections in there. I might do that just for a bit of fun. If I do, I'll do a sort of video of making the Veritone and installing it. And I'd also like to add a big kill switch somewhere, maybe, which will involve a bit of routing in the body to give my bit more space under the pick guard, but I'd like a big fat kind of pinball style kill switch in there as well, maybe, so maybe a Veritone. Actually, I think the Veritone will probably have to go over here somewhere on the kill switch, maybe sort of here, I don't know, but we'll see. That's for the future, but for now I'm just going to be kind of waiting for it to all kind of settle, especially the necks. The weather's kind of changed quite a lot now, it's getting colder, that's why I'm now wearing a jumper. And yeah, I'm going to keep working on the action, but I've got a feeling that the bridge that's here might be hindering me a little bit, so might have to sort that out before I can really get it playing perfectly. But yeah, the pickups are a vast improvement for sure. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching the build and like the guitar. I know it's a bit kind of Marmite, as we say in the UK, you either love it or hate it, because it's pretty bright. It's bright and got a lot of contrast and clashing going on, but that's kind of why I like it. It's very very different and unique.